Hi everyone, welcome to Eat Well, Be Happy. I'm Deborah.
I'm Aya.
And Aya and I are going to be making 3 fantastic dishes for you tonight, and you're going to love them. So we're going to be making a Persian chicken with preserved lemons and saffron. And we're going to be making a Linzer Tort cookie made with ground almonds and spelt flour. And then Aya's going to be making a
rice noodle salad.
With lots of shiitakes.
And lots of vegetables. Yes.
Yep. Anyway, we're going to start with the chicken because we want to get that into the oven right away. So we're going to start with this beautiful organic chicken that has had no growth hormones, no antibiotics, no preservatives. So remember, like with the computer, garbage in, garbage out. And I think even more so with food, and I think that's much more important. And I am going to, for those 4 thighs, use all these cloves of garlic.
Okay.
So I'm going to be using about 6 cloves of garlic.
Can I add more?
You could add more.
Yes, I love garlic.
So do I.
It's wonderful.
But we're going to squeeze these 6 cloves of garlic, and then we're going to combine them with about 1/4 cup of olive oil. And you can use less if you like.
Okay.
But I happen to love olive oil and all good things fat, which is one reason I've chosen the thighs, because they have the most flavor and the most fat.
Yep.
And it kills me whenever I see anyone taking the skin off, particularly of a chicken that's been raised so well.
Right.
All right, so we've got our 6 cloves of garlic. And we're going to be using then, as I said, about 1/4 cup of olive oil. And I'm going to be using a nice blended Italian, Spanish, Greek olive oil.
Okay, wow.
Today.
Yep.
And I'm going to be using about a teaspoon of a black pepper. Lots of chromium, stabilizes our blood sugar, my mother always used to say.
Yep.
And about a teaspoon of a good salt. And today we're using a Celtic sea salt, which actually comes right from the ocean, right off the shoreline.
Yes, shoreline, yeah.
And it's processed the old-fashioned way. It's just sun-dried, and that's it. All right, so we've got that. And then we're going to be adding our saffron. And saffron is the world's most expensive spice.
Yes.
They harvest it with tweezers, and every plant gives you 2 tiny little stamens.
Because from flowers.
So I've had this saffron probably about 20 years because you use so little of it. So that's our saffron. A little pinch of saffron. And the smell of it is indescribable.
Right, yes.
All right, so we've got that. And then we're going to be adding about a teaspoon of ginger and about 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon.
Okay, ginger and cinnamon.
Right.
Wow.
So Persia uses a lot of olive oil, obviously, a lot of saffron, a lot of garlic, a lot of cinnamon, and a lot of ginger. So let me make sure I've got all my ingredients there. I do. So I'm going to then sort of coat the chicken.
Yep.
And ideally, you'd do it the night before so that you get a chance for all the flavors to meld.
Okay.
But I couldn't do it the night before if I'm then showing it to you now, could I?
All right.
And I decided as well to do tofu.
Tofu, yes.
So I've already mixed the tofu. You can see I used about 1 pound of tofu, and I used about half the amount of this dressing, so about 1/8 cup of olive oil, and et cetera, et cetera. So now we're going to do this.
Okay.
Untouched by human hands.
Yes.
So massaging it. So you can see if you did this the night before and you let it sit covered in the refrigerator, it would be yum, 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 yum.
Is this a regular red pepper?
It's actually a hot red pepper that was in with the preserved lemons, which is what we're going to use next.
In this jar?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we are going to use preserved lemons that came out of a jar.
Yep.
But you can make your own preserved lemons by simply putting them on in a bath of salt water and lemon juice and roasting in the oven, a 200-degree oven, for about 2 to 3 hours. And then it will keep forever in your refrigerator.
Cool.
But we're just going to do that.
Do you need more?
Yes, I do need more. How did you know?
I know.
And there's something about a preserved lemon, the flavor is just indescribable. So I think we'll just put those in there too. So you want to use about 1 or 2 preserved lemons, and we'll probably be about 1.5 by the time we do the tofu.
Sorry, excuse me.
You're excused. These lemons, you can see, have been cooked for hours. You can just tell
Right.
by looking at them.
Yep.
Can you smell them though?
Yeah, it's very nice.
Very fragrant.
Yeah.
All right, so let's
Aromatic.
just see. Let's just put this in here.
Yep.
And then we're going to take about a cup of olives and just sort of
Mm-hmm.
sprinkle those in too. So you can see this is very Persian.
Yes.
And I'm using a pitted oil cured olive.
Okay,
You could
pitted
use
oil.
you
Okay. Mm-hmm.
could use another olive if you liked. You could put potatoes here or something
Yeah.
like that. I know that someone in our store, Jen, just can't stand olives, and that was a complete mystery to me. But so she could use something else.
Right.
All right. So now we're just going to pop this in a 420 degree
420.
oven.
Well, it's
and
pretty high degree.
Pretty high.
Yeah.
And we want it to bake about 40 minutes.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to rinse my hands, put that in the oven.
Okay.
And then we'll start the cookies.
Sure.
So I should have had a bowl of soapy water. So if you wouldn't mind, darling, clean that counter for me.
Of course not.
And then I'll put this in the oven. So next, again, another oven thing
Right.
is the Linzer Tort cookies.
Yep.
So we're going to put that right there.
Mm-hmm.
So the Linzer Tort cookies, I decided I've been trying to get into sprouted flours.
Okay.
Well, I haven't been using sprouted flours, and sprouted flours, they actually take the grain, they soak it, and they sprout it.
Right,
And then
right,
they
yeah.
dry it, and then they just grind it.
Right.
So they say that it digests more like a vegetable, not like a starch.
Really?
And so a lot of people
Oh, yeah,
that have
because-
problems
yes.
with flours or starches
Right.
these days do just absolutely fine with the sprouted flours. So the one I'm using today
Mm-hmm.
is spelt. And spelt is an ancient relative
Right.
of wheat.
And
So
then-
it has
I heard that it's less gluten, right?
less gluten, has
Yeah.
a higher protein content.
That's cool.
So we can't say that this is gluten free, but a lot of
Right.
people who can't do wheat can do spelt just fine.
Right.
So here we are, Linzer Tort cookies. So we're going to use, and I am dividing this recipe in half.
Mm-hmm.
So the original recipe in our cookbook calls for double this for those of you who have that book and
Right.
saying, what the heck is she doing?
Right.
But for today, I'm doing it in half.
Half.
So I'm doing a cup of ground almonds with a little pinch of that good
Mm-hmm. Salt. Yeah.
and I'm doing about a cup of organic rolled oats.
Yes.
And these oats are gluten-free.
Yeah.
And oats themselves have gluten, and how can they call these gluten-free?
Right.
Really beats me. But they say
Right.
they say it's because
Yeah,
it's
there are a
grown
lot
in
of people,
Yeah.
wondering why.
They say because it's grown in fields that are segregated, it's processed
Right.
with machinery that doesn't touch anything
Right.
that has wheat or rye or barley or spelt. And then also it's processed in a facility that
Right,
doesn't
the-
process anything
Right, gluten,
else.
yes.
So they claim that the gluten in oats for many celiacs is fine if it's segregated. So there we go.
I
So
see.
here we've got our cup of sprouted spelt flour, and you can see it looks just
Yeah, it looks
like
different, yeah.
looks like just a whole wheat pastry flour. But
Yes.
there we've got.
Yep.
So we've got a cup of almonds, a cup of oats, and a cup of the spelt
Yep.
flour. And then we're going to add the half a teaspoon of cinnamon,
Cinnamon.
which is there.
Yep.
And cinnamon I love because it's warming,
Yes.
it's fragrant, and
Yep.
just really wonderful. Okay, and then we're going to do about an eighth of a teaspoon of salt, which I think I already had added. Too bad. And then we're going to add a half a cup of oil.
Olive oil?
And I've started using olive oil in baking. I don't
Oh,
know
yes.
why. I'm tired of sunflower oil and canola oil and safflower oil and peanut oil. I've just been loving olive oil in my baked goods. So I forgot to take out my measuring scoop.
Measuring spoon?
I'll use this one. So I'm going to use a half a cup of oil and an olive oil. And people say it tastes too strong. It doesn't. It adds that complexity of flavor, which is wonderful.
Right.
And then I need my
never
maple
tried.
syrup.
I never tried olive oil with a baking, like a
All right,
cookies.
where
or
the heck did I put the maple syrup? Here it is. I always do this. At the beginning of the
Yes.
shoot, I always lose everything.
That's
All right, and half a cup of maple syrup. And this is a grade B because it's darker and thicker and
Yep.
richer
richer, yes.
and better than chocolate sometimes, I think.
Better than chocolate. It's never happened.
All right, so I think we have all, and then I just want some vanilla. about a tablespoon of vanilla extract.
Yep.
And again, I'm using a vanilla which happens to be also gluten-free.
Yep.
And I'm using just a drop or two of almond extract.
Okay.
And that'll be it. So that'll bring out the flavor of the almonds as well. And this cookie is one of those one bowl, one spoon cookies that I absolutely love.
Yes.
I can't bear to drag out all that equipment and separate eggs.
Yeah.
And these, as you notice, don't even have any eggs. Okay.
Right.
So we're going to portion this out. That's it. We're going to portion them out
Yep.
by 1/4 cupful.
1/4 cup. Yep.
Yeah, we'll wait to do that in just a minute. And the nice thing about these too is that you could have these for breakfast because they
oats.
have the oats, they
Yep.
have the almonds, they
Yep.
have the spelt flour. A little fattening perhaps with the oil, but
Yeah, but
and I love that almonds are called king of the nuts because they have so much vitamin E and calcium and all
Okay,
those
lots of
things that we need.
nutrient, yeah.
Yeah, lots of stuff. And oats are very strengthening. They said horses wouldn't be able to run so far if they didn't eat oats. So this one looks a little
small.
puny. I always end up second guessing myself. Which one? That one? All right.
Yes.
So we want to have about 8 cookies, and we do. And then I'm going to wet my hands to press them down because I find the hands always stick unless you wet them.
Yep.
So, and we need our jam.
Yeah. Raspberry jam or any kind?
No. We're
What?
going to use something a little more exotic today.
What?
Yeah.
Usually Windsor Toast
I
has
know,
a
Linzer
raspberry,
has
right?
raspberry, but who says we need to be authentic?
Nope.
Who says we
Nobody.
can't do what we want to in the kitchen and experiment?
Right.
See, you stick, and I didn't stick.
I wanna poof.
All right, so now we're going to put a thumbprint in the middle of
Okay.
each cookie. And then we'll put about a 1/2 teaspoon of the jam in the
Okay.
middle of each. And if you want them perfect, you can do that. You can play with them, but I'm all
that's
for the
okay.
rustic look. Okay.
Yes.
All right. The jam I chose to use today,
What is this?
this one is called Superfruits.
Superfruit.
And that's because it has in there acai, pomegranate,
Oh.
and cherry and grape.
It's a mixed
It's
fruit
a mix.
jam.
It's
Okay.
a mix. So we're just going to put that in the center of each little cookie.
Huge.
Now I'm putting a lot. You
Yes,
could,
please.
if you're a chocoholic like I am,
Yes.
you could add chocolate chips to this cookie, or you could add some cocoa powder,
Right.
or you could put chocolate drops in the middle of the cookie instead of jam, but then it wouldn't be a Linzer tort.
No.
That's really not a Linzer tort already, as we said.
Right.
Okay. I missed
You missed one.
It's the
gonna be
aging
sad.
eyes. All right, so there we go. So we're going to put it in a 350-degree oven
Okay.
for about 20 minutes
20 minutes.
until it gets sort of brown around the edges. And I'll clean up after myself a little bit, and
Yes.
you're on, honey.
Okay. Yes. So again, I'm gonna make a rice noodle salad, which is pretty simple. So basically, I need a very hot water,
Do
boiled
you need
water.
the burner?
Yes.
Aha.
Thank you so much. So I've already prepared the boiled water with a little bit sesame oil. So the rice noodle is very likely to stick together. So I put in some oil first. Thank you. So, and then I'm gonna use 2 kinds of rice noodle. This is a brown rice noodle, and this is jade rice noodle, and which is jade rice noodle is a green because rice itself was infused with the bamboo.
Yeah.
So it's more like something aromatic. So
And
I'm
the
gonna-
fact they infuse it with bamboo, too, means also that it has a lot of fiber.
Right. Yes. Sure.
You want a knife to make it easy?
Yes, please. Thank you.
You want me to do it?
No, thank you. Maybe.
I just.
So.
All right.
So. 1, 2.
Isn't that beautiful color?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That's gorgeous.
Yep. And then I'm
want-
gonna use 3 each.
Okay. 1,
And yes.
2.
3.
There
So
you go.
Deborah, could you do me a favor?
Yes.
So as I said, it's rice noodle. It's
Yes.
very sticky.
Yeah.
So could you stir all the time? I'm sorry.
I can. Let me get. You want me to get a fork to stir?
Yes,
All
fork
right.
or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it says 4 minutes required to boil. And then I'm gonna chop the vegetable while.
So it's good
boiling.
you're doing this because I get very confused with these sticky noodles.
Sticky noodles. Just I think we just need a stir.
A stir.
And then I have to wash this pak choi because it has a lot of dust, dirt.
Okay. So I'm going to put Aya's bowl right in front for her,
Yes.
so she'll be able to put things in.
I noticed a lot of people who throw it away at the bottom of the pak choi, but the pak choi has, actually, I believe this is the most important part because
Yeah.
crunchiness, and then you cannot throw it away.
And bok choy, they say, is higher in calcium than kale.
Yep.
And
Really?
kale they call king of calcium. So bok choy is a really, really healthy vegetable.
Right.
It's not doing anything yet, Aya. Is that okay?
No, it's not okay. No, it's okay. You just, I just need to shred the vegetables like this.
I'm always nervous with things like this because I never get them right. Something so simple, but I never get them right. But I think the trick is putting the oil in the pot, which I've never done.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Sometimes I do, like even pasta, like a regular pasta.
Yeah.
I do, yes.
Well, I see they're starting to separate, so you must have been right.
Yep. And then the zucchini is like a quote.
And zucchini, we found out recently, is not a vegetable. It's actually a fruit.
Fruit, yeah. I was surprised.
Yeah. And very healthy. A lot
Yes.
of
Yep.
things in there, even though this is awfully hot. You want it boiling like that,
Yes.
really?
Yes.
She knows what she wants. What can I say?
Because if you really highly boil,
Yeah.
the noodle itself is moving in the pot, so it's not gonna stick.
Well, I bet
think.
you need a colander too.
And the shiitake mushroom is raw, and then you can use a dried mushroom as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah. In Japan, we use a lot of dried shiitake mushroom.
Yeah.
Because when you dry it under the sunlight, the mushroom has get more vitamin D.
Wow.
Yes.
I knew they were rich in vitamin D, but it didn't occur to me that the dried ones are higher, actually.
Yes.
Well, certainly if you get the dried ones, you don't need to worry about them spoiling or molding in your refrigerator.
Right. So this is the pak choi. And then I'm gonna use a carrot as well, but if you like raw, that will be fine. But I boiled a little bit like this because carrot is very hard, so I thought it might be hard to mix with the shredded noodles. So I boiled a little bit, but I'm gonna use this one too.
All right, so they're starting to break up nicely, but not all of them. I guess it's just patience.
Yes.
So this is really a two-person job, or you make that part of first and then you cook your noodles.
Yep.
Look at those noodles, they're starting to,
Break.
yeah.
And then this is a garlic, maybe 2 teaspoons. So 4 or 5 cups. But I love garlic, so I'm likely to use a lot.
Well, that's good for our immune system for sure.
Yes.
All right, so I think your noodles look done to
Good?
me.
Okay.
So should I turn off the flame and put them in a
Yes,
colander?
please. Yep. Please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me just, should I test one to be absolutely certain, or?
I think I put in I think I put in 4 minutes, so I think it's good. 4 minutes, more than four
Okay.
minutes. Yep.
All right, so I'm going to turn this off and get a colander.
Yep. And then after boiled noodles, we are going to wash the cold water, and then put a little bit of sesame oil, not to stick together.
So you want them rinsed with cold water.
Yes.
All right.
Yep. And then I'm gonna make a dressing with the sesame oil, 2 teaspoons of ginger powder, dried ginger, and then a little bit of cayenne. I think it's maybe a half teaspoon for the beginning, and then a salt and pepper.
And how much sesame oil?
Sorry.
And how much soy sauce?
Soy sauce. Maybe a half cup of sesame oil,
Okay.
and then what is this? Ginger, 2 teaspoons, and then sesame oil is soy sauce is 2 half cup. Yes.
So half a cup of oil and half a cup of soy sauce.
Yes. Total
Okay.
is 1 cup.
And it's important to use the toasted sesame oil because that's what gives the flavor.
Right.
Regular sesame oil doesn't have that. All right.
Okay. So could you dump the
I could. Look at those noodles.
noodles? Yes. Then I'm gonna dump. I'm gonna dump the dressing over the top of the dress.
You get this out of your way so we can move that dish
Yep.
up here. A lot of moving here, a lot of moving. We're moving, too many moving
Yes.
parts.
Can I use my hands?
You can use your hands. We ask that because obviously if you work in any commercial establishment, you have
yes.
to use rubber gloves for everything. Ah.
Smells good.
Oh, it smells wonderful.
Yep.
Ooh, I love the smell of the garlic and the ginger and the toasted sesame
Yep.
oil. Oof. Ooh, whoa, whoa, whoa. That's just wonderful smelling.
Yes. So I mix with the hands.
Do you want your sunflower sprouts in?
Yes. So recipe said that it's what is this original recipe?
Mung
said
bean
Mung
sprouts.
bean sprout, like a white
Yes.
bean. But I thought sunflower sprout is more prettier because it's green
And
So I'm
crunchy
gonna-
and just wonderful.
Yep. And I like this one. Not much. So maybe half cup or 1 cup.
Okay, that looked about the half a cup.
Yep.
So you're going to mix those in and use those as a garnish?
Yes. Maybe mix. Right. Yes. Yep.
We improvise on the spot.
Yes.
But that's what you do in the kitchen is you change things as you go along.
Right.
And you make them the way you like them.
Yep. Okay, I mixed.
You mixed?
Yes. So and
Now
I'm
you're
gonna
gonna
put
garnish.
the garnish.
All right.
Yes.
Wonderful.
That's pretty.
Very pretty.
Yes. Here's my towel.
All right.
Here you go.
That is just lovely. Oh,
Yes.
there's a zucchini and a
Oh,
carrot there.
Carrot. Oops.
We lost part of our ingredients.
Sorry. This is
All
a
right.
purple carrot. I thought it's prettier, but I forgot.
It's locally grown too.
Applefield
Yeah,
Farm.
Applefield Farms in
that's my
Stowe. But it's
favorite
beautiful.
farm. Yep.
So we that is done. And what else do we want to say about that? The rice is good for people who are gluten free.
Yes.
And what else do you want to say about it before we pull the rest of our food out?
Right. Before that,
Yeah.
can I add this one?
Yes.
I forgot this one. This is dulse.
Dulse.
Dulse
Yeah.
is a sea kelp, right?
It's
The
a seaweed,
Seaweed.
yeah.
So this is for
So this is really a salad with a lot of Oriental flavors.
Yep. And I like this color with this.
The
you know,
color
dish.
is beautiful.
It's beautiful.
The color is beautiful.
Combination.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it has a nice salty flavor, just
Yes.
like I'm going to get the things that we made and we'll
Yep.
take them out. And
And I'm gonna clean up my mess
okay,
a little bit.
so we have
Excuse me.
You can't not make noise in a kitchen. All right, so we are gonna do that. So we wanted to talk about a complete meal.
Yes.
And I'm always surprised at how many Americans don't eat salads or don't finish their meal with fruit and finish it with a heavy dessert.
Right.
So we just wanted to kind of make a meal for you today. So we have the salad that has some vegetables and has the sunflower sprouts.
Right.
And everyone knows that sprouts are like concentrated nutrition.
Right.
So we could have had a whole tossed green salad and it wouldn't have been equivalent in terms of nutrients
Yep.
to that handful of sunflower sprouts and the dulse. And also dulse and all the seaweed, they say, pulls excess radiation out of the body. So it works
Okay,
as a
yeah.
decontaminator
Decontaminator.
or a detoxifier.
Detoxifier.
So we've got our chicken, and we've garnished it with a little bit of rain-damaged nasturtiums. I went out this morning, it rained yesterday. And here's our tofu. And our Linzer Tort cookies we have a batch still in the oven, but I had to bake these
Yes,
last
of
night so we
course.
could swap out.
Right.
So you could see that you cook them for about 20 minutes. I left these in for about 25. So the bottoms are a little too dark.
Okay.
So, but I ate one to test them and they still are good.
Good. Toasty. Yes. It's not burned.
But
Toast.
yeah, but you
Toasty.
want to leave them in only for about 20 minutes.
20
and
minutes.
then,
Yeah.
because we really needed something to sort of cleanse the palate and just make us feel
Yeah.
light of
Yes,
stomach,
yes.
we have some fresh
Refreshing,
pineapple,
yeah.
which has the bromelain and the digestive enzymes. So a lot of people will buy bromelain as a supplement, and you can, here
you
you've
can
got
take
your
a
own.
pineapple, yes.
So I think we should taste your salad,
Okay.
or I think we should taste a cookie, or we should taste chicken. What do we want first?
Cookies. because the little toast cookie is
She's
my
so-
favorite.
Are all Japanese have a sweet tooth? You have such a sweet tooth.
Yeah, but it's morning. It's a breakfast.
All right, Madame.
Yes.
A cookie for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And nice and crunchy sounding.
Yes.
And I'm going to take a forkful of the noodles and see what those are like.
Delicious. Oats and the almond milk. Such a flavor. Yes. Together.
Good. And how about that jam that's not raspberry?
What?
Oh, is that good?
Right?
Oh, much better than I expected.
What? That's your recipe. Always good.
But I haven't made it for many years, so thank you for making it.
Of course.
So, from Deborah, and who are you?
I'm Maya.
We've had an absolutely wonderful time cooking for you today. So
Yes.
we've made a rice noodle salad with seaweed and sunflower sprouts.
Lots of
We've
vegetables.
made a chicken with saffron and preserved
The
lemons
lemons.
and olives.
Yep.
And done the same in a
Tofu.
tofu version. We've made Linzer Tort cookies that aren't really Linzer Tort cookies, but are every bit, if not better,
Yes.
delicious.
Fusion, but it's good.
And pineapple, because we all need some enzymes.
Thank you.
So we've loved having you, and we want to see you back soon. Thanks.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.